I am Dr. K. Badarinarayan, the principal of MSEC College. I welcome you for a discussion on the traveling salesman routing problem. In operational research, we have a problem called traveling salesman problem, where the traveling salesman tries to find out a route for his travel. Assume that the traveling salesman problem is traveling between the different cities from Ahmedabad to Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi, and Ernakulam. The cost of his transportation is indicated in this particular table. We consider traveling from same city to same city is not possible. Hence, we assign a cost of infinity. That is from A to A, Ahmedabad to Ahmedabad, we have the cost as infinity. From Ahmedabad to Bombay, the unit cost of transportation is represented as rupees 2 per unit of kilometer. Similarly, from Ahmedabad to Calcutta, Ahmedabad to Delhi, and Ahmedabad to Ernakulam is represented as in the table. When we have such a problem, how do we proceed and get the route for the traveling sales problem is the question. The step 1, we have the row minimum subtraction, in which we identify the row minimum of each row and subtract that cost from the remaining elements of that particular row. So in the first row we have the cost as 1, and the second row we have minimum cost as 2, and so on. So what we do is, on the row minimum subtraction, we subtract these values. So after row minimum subtraction, that's 1 minus 1, we get 0. Similarly, we get zeros in each of the rows. The output of row minimum subtraction is at least 1 0 in each of the rows. Similarly, we go for the column minimum subtraction. So in the column minimum subtraction, we identify the minimum in the column. So in the first column, the minimum is 0, therefore the elements are unaltered. Similarly, in the second column, we have 0. In the third column, the minimum is 1, so we subtract 1 from the remaining elements of that particular column. And in the fourth column, we have a 0, in the fifth column, we have got a 0. So after the column minimum subtraction, we are going to have at least 1 0 in each row and as well as the column. So output will be looking like this. Now what we do is the next step, we calculate the penalty. Penalty is nothing but the row minimum plus the column minimum. So for the zeros, all the zeros that we have, so we calculate the penalties. So for this 0, the row minimum is 1 and the column minimum is 0. So 1 plus 0, the penalty is equal to 1. So similarly, we calculate the penalties for all the zeros that we have. So for the second row 0, we get the penalty as 0, and the next BE, we got penalty as 0. Similarly, for the C to D, the penalty is 9. So which is nothing but the 6, that is the column minimum, plus the row minimum. 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. So in the same way, we calculate the penalties for all the zeros. So once we calculate the penalties, we select the highest penalty and assign that particular city to the concerned city. That means in this case, we got the highest penalty as 9. So from considering the highest penalty 9, we assign the traveling salesman to travel from Calcutta, that is C, to D, Delhi, Calcutta to Delhi. So that assignment we are going to indicate as C to D. So once he travels from Calcutta to Delhi, he cannot travel back from Delhi to Calcutta again. Therefore, in the next table, we are going to write Then Delhi to Calcutta, we are going to take the cost as infinity. Since this particular route has been assigned, we cancel that C row and D column. So the matrix reduces to, we have 4 by 4 matrix, that is A, B, D, E and A, B, C, E. And the previous assignment, as you see, D to C is written as infinity, that is D to C is marked as infinity. So here again we find out whether we have zeros in each of the row as well as column. If not, we have to again calculate the row minimum subtraction and column minimum subtraction to ensure at least one zero in each of the row as well as column. Then we calculate the penalties for each of the zeros. So for this 0, we have got the row minimum as 1 and column minimum as 0. So therefore the penalty calculated will be 1. Similarly, after calculating all the penalties, we find that from E to A, that is from Ernakulam to Ahmedabad, we have got the highest penalty. So we select the traveling salesman to travel from Ernakulam to Ahmedabad, and we cancel the Ernakulam and Ahmedabad column. That means we assign E to A, and A to E is marked as infinity. So in the next column, in the next iteration, we remove the E row and A column. In this particular matrix, we have a 3 by 3 matrix in which we have A, B, D city and B, C, E cities. Again, we calculate the penalties. So when we look at, we have here 1 and 3, there is no minimum, there is no 0. Therefore, we calculate the row minimum subtraction and get the matrix again. So for all the zeros again here, we calculate the penalties. For this 0, we have the column minimum as 0 and the row minimum as 2. So therefore the penalty will be 2. When once we calculate all the penalties, we see that the highest penalty is 2. Therefore, we make an assignment, that is a traveling salesman travels from Ahmedabad to Bombay, that is A to B. A to B is made, and from B, that's Bombay to Ahmedabad, he cannot travel back. Therefore, the cost is marked as infinity. So in the next iteration, we will have city BD and CE. Again, we calculate for all the zeros the penalties. The penalty is nothing but the row minimum plus the column minimum. So for this 0, we will have the column minimum as infinity, the row minimum as 0. Therefore, the penalty will be infinity. So for this 0 also we will have infinity, and for this 0 we will have 0. Now for this, since infinity is the highest penalty, so we assign the traveling salesman to travel from B city to C city. So we cancel the B row and C column. So we make an assignment B to C. Similarly, we will have the traveling salesman to travel from Delhi to Ernakulam. So the following are the assignments, whatever that we made, is from C to D, that is Calcutta to Delhi, Ernakulam to Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad to Bombay, Bombay to Calcutta, and Delhi to Ernakulam. So when we have this particular assignment, we connect the different cities as follows, that is from Calcutta to Delhi. So we have an assignment. So from Delhi to Ernakulam, from Ernakulam to Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad to Bombay or Bangalore, so Bangalore to Calcutta. So we have all assignments. So we connect all them by arrows and also indicate the cost of transportation from different cities. So when we calculate the total cost for connecting all the cities, we get a route, and the total cost of transportation will be 15 units.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to MSEC channel.